Hey, what's up everybody? This is Sith Lord Wolf here with actually what is my very first YouTube post. At the same time, it is the very first episode of one of my walkthroughs. This specific walkthrough is of Star Wars The Old Republic. Many people might know what game that is. It is a very excellent role-playing game, but it can also be a player versus player, player versus environment. I would recommend it because, as you can clearly see, I have 4 characters made on this server with this account. Yeah. The main thing we're going to be doing in this specific episode is I will be showing you what kind of different characters I can currently make and and I will be showing you the cinematics, which you can find right over here. Oh, and if you ever want to change your server, you can just do that from right here. Click this if you want to see the 3 main cinematics. This is the complete opening one, which would have played when I first opened the game, but since I've had this downloaded for a while, obviously it wasn't going to play unless I choose to let it play. This is the Sith intro one. Yes, that's right, you can be Sith or Jedi on this game. So yeah, and obviously if this is the Sith, this has got to be the Jedi one. First thing I'm going to do to you is explain that there are classes that you can be when you're either a Jedi or Sith. You can either be well, there's 2 kinds that are actually Jedi or Sith, and then there's 2 kinds that are just blaster people for that specific group. First thing I do before I show you any of that is I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 sets of the cinematics. I'll show you Return, which, as I pointed out before, was the intro one. Oh, but before I get to that, I want to show you this right here. My account is preferred status. Usually you'd only be able to make 2 characters on these accounts because there are 3 different I guess you would call them ranks or classes that you can have. There's free to play, which basically means you get the basic stuff, such like that. And if you choose to purchase something from this, you can get upgraded to a preferred status. Like I ordered this digital expansion called the Shadow of Revan, which not only gives me the Shadow of Revan, but when I ordered it, it also gave me another digital expansion called the Rise of the Hutt Cartel. And anyone that knows Star Wars should know what the Hutts are. But yeah, if you get to a preferred status, it lets. Oh, the third one is actually called a subscriber, where you actually pay money and you can get. Subscribers always get the very best stuff, obviously. But if you are just a free-to-play player, I mean, you can go through the whole game being free-to-play. It's just not as easy as if you had preferred or, in any case, subscribe. But if you're free-to-play, it would either be, you would only be able to make 2 characters. If you do what I did, purchase a digital expansion. If, like, making a digital expansion, you could actually have 6 characters. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on to the cinematics. Sorry if I talk at all during the cinematics, and sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weird. And if I cough while I'm talking all. And also, I'm kind of stuttery, so forgive me if I sort of keep going, So yeah. Let's get on with the cinematics. This first one, as I pointed out, is the intro one, so let's get started.
Korriban, ancient birthplace of the Sith. We believed ruins were all that remained of their evil empire.
I swear, I had no idea what was in those crates. I'm innocent.
You were smuggling Sith artifacts, Captain.
Fine, keep the artifacts. Just give me back my ship.
Eyes front.
Just inspecting the troops, Corporal.
SWTOR, what's wrong?
I sense a great darkness.
Sith Empire has returned. We must warn the Republic.
Our shuttles can't outrun those fighters.
Well, guess who's got the fastest ship in the sector?
Quit bragging.
Defensive street. All hands evacuate.
Look out!
Epicness. Sorry, I had to cough.
Top balls!
My shit!
Will she fly?
She's not pretty, but she's tough.
Captain, prep your ship. This is our fight.
Little spoiler alert. If you create a Sith character around level 15,
T7, prep the iron cannons!
around level 15, you'll get a ship exactly like that. Not sure about the Jedi. None of my Jedi characters have gotten up to level 15. Oh, just in case you want to know.
Go, SWTOR. You must walk a different path.
Just in case you want to know, this game does not require having an email account. All it really requires is that you come up with a display name or a sign-in name for when you first open up the game.
On those guns, now!
And due to the fact that it does not require an email account, you can basically make as many accounts as you want. Like, I believe I have like 3 accounts. This is just my main one because it's the one I purchased the digital extension on. That's gotta hurt. Oh, just in case you didn't know, that guy right there is the Emperor in this game. And a little spoiler, I believe that this game, Star Wars: The Old Republic, is meant to be kind of a what's the word? Like a predecessor. It's meant to be before the good old-fashioned Star Wars movies, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I believe this is meant to have happened before that. Predecessor, however you want to put it.
Keep them off me! Hyperdrive's almost ready!
I guess this would be considered Episode 0 Prologue. Just showing the cinematics and everything. So yeah.
They've escaped, Master. You failed.
No, Malgus.
Yes. This is only the beginning.
Yes. After 1,000 years, Korriban is ours again. Welcome home.
Oh, that's cold. So yeah, that was the intro cutscene. Yeah, that was the intro cutscene. So, as you can see, this game, just by the intro cutscene, looks very epic. Sorry if you hear someone talking in the background. That's my little brother.
I'm not little!
You're smaller than me, Josh.
Oh, so you just called yourself fat.
Sorry, don't worry. I'll have my mother deal with him as soon as she gets home.
Guess what, Chris? She's already home.
Or as soon as I get a chance to talk to her.
She's mad. Just leave her alone.
But yeah. Now I'll go ahead and show you guys the Sith cutscene, I guess. Yeah.
Revenge. That is what brings us here. To the heart of our enemy. To the brink of war.
Oh, just in case you didn't know, that guy right there with the red lightsaber, he's the Emperor I mentioned in the first cutscene. He's got a freaky mask on now.
The Emperor's plan is in place. Our allies are strong. The Jedi hunted us, drove us into the darkest reaches. They thought they had banished us forever. But now, finally, we have returned. Gives us power.
That's gotta hurt.
We will feed on vengeance until the Republic lies in ruins.
So yeah, as you can see, that was the intro. Well, the intro to the Sith. Now I'll go ahead and show you what some of the Sith characters you could make are. Oh, but this little screen you see right here is these Shadow of Revan upgrade that I was telling you about. If you want to read anything about the two different things, all you got to do is just pause on one of the parts that I'm letting you see right here and just read what's at the top of the screen. But since this is about the Sith right now, I'll go ahead and click on it. When you're making a Sith character, or even Jedi, there are always 4 classes you could be. But I'm not even going to bother explaining to you. I mean, I'll let you see the Bounty Hunter and Imperial Agent, but I'm just letting you know for this playthrough, I will not be making either of those, because, I mean, these two storylines, Sith Warrior and Sith Inquisitor, I kind of understand. Well, they're easy to follow along. These ones, no matter what I do, I can't seem to follow along with the story. It's just this is going to be a story mode with some side quest playthrough. I just want to stick away from the harder ones. Now, the two that I will be doing from Sith, well, depending on something later. Ooh, excuse me if you heard that. Sorry, I had to burp real quick. Is either a Sith Warrior, which you can tell by the little picture down here, is more focused on lightsaber attacks, occasional power-up attacks, and sometimes they will use like a force choke or something like that. And there is also the Sith Inquisitor, which, as you can see clearly up here, it says a master of force lightning on arcane secrets. The Inquisitors are more mastery of force attacks. I mean, of course, since they're Sith characters, they're still going to have lightsabers, but they're more skilled in force attack than lightsabers. And then, when it comes to the species, you can always make it. Normally, you would have 3 species you'd be able to pick from, which are the humans, the cyborgs, or originally the Zabrak, or Zabrak, which, as you can tell just by the little picture of here, is just like our good little buddy Darth Maul from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And later in the game, when you get to a specific level or get enough of these little cartel coins right here built up, you can purchase or unlock new species. The very first new one that I purchased was a Sith Pureblood, which by far is one of my 2 favorite species. My 2 favorite happening to be Zabrak and Sith Pureblood. The first character I made on this account was a Sith Inquisitor, and because I didn't have this open at the time, I made him Zabrak because one of my friends spoiled for me that Darth Maul was a Sith assassin, the double-bladed lightsaber, and that happens to be the subclass of a Sith Inquisitor. When you get to like level 10, you get to pick whichever subclass you want to be in, and a Sith assassin, you get to wield your own double-bladed lightsaber and find a lot of upgrades for it. Oh, spoiler alert. And if you don't want anything spoiled, don't listen to what I'm about to say. But when it doesn't matter whether you're Jedi or Sith, you can either choose to be completely good, completely bad, or somewhere in between. It all just depends on what actions you take and how many dark side and light side points you earn during the game. I mean, I've seen people earn no points at all because they wanted to stay completely neutral. And it also doesn't matter which side you pick for your lightsaber color. True, when you first get your lightsaber, you will be starting off with that side's main color, or at least the main color for that side and class. Like Sith Warrior, Sith Inquisitor, Jedi Knight, and Jedi Consular, whatever you pronounce it. But it will be a Yeah, because you can always get new power crystals to like change the color and strength of your lightsaber. My proof of that is I have a Sith Inquisitor character with a blue lightsaber. I might show him to you later. The first character of a Sith Inquisitor I made was a Zabrak, but ever since I unlocked this one, I've been making all my Sith Inquisitors a Sith Pureblood. And whenever I make a Sith Warrior, I make them into a Cyborg, because a Cyborg's special ability is it scans your target with a critical cybernetic eye, which really lets you, it lets you scan your opponents from faraway distances, a lot farther than the others. That way you can see what you're going to have to go up against. I usually do this for the Sith Warrior. But yeah, the subclasses I'm not sure what the subclasses for the two Jedi things that I might do are, but I know the subclasses for Sith Warrior are a Sith Juggernaut, or however you pronounce that, which is more based on one lightsaber held in hand and very heavy armor for ultimate protection, I believe is how they described it. And the other version for a Sith Warrior is a medium or light armor, one of the two, but it lets you get to wield two lightsabers at once. And yes, you are able to make both of those lightsabers different colors. One of my characters on another one of my accounts is a Sith Marauder, and I have one green lightsaber and one red lightsaber. For Sith Inquisitor, the two subclasses are, as I pointed out before, a Sith Assassin, which has basic force attacks and wields a double-bladed lightsaber. And when you get at a high enough level as a Sith Assassin, you can actually learn skills to let you channel lightning through your lightsaber, which in my opinion is completely epic. But yeah, and the other subclass for Sith Inquisitor right here is called a Sith Sorcerer, which is more based on letting your companions basically letting your companions go do the fighting for you while you stand in the back, either healing your companion or healing yourself. And yes, a Sith Sorcerer wields a single lightsaber. A single bladed, I should say. But yeah, Alright, now we'll go focus on the Jedi one. Oh, I should point this out. The Sith Sorcerer, while mainly being focused on healing attacks, on healing abilities, is also very strong with more... How can I put this? Very strong with... Oh, man. Very strong with, very ranged attacks. Like, there's this one called Force Storm, which brings down a huge barrage of Force Lightning from the sky right on top of your opponent. And the Sith Assassin, its special move is Stealth, which turns you invisible. Yeah, as I said before, this is Shadow of Revan right here.
Chris, check what time it is.
Hold on, my little brother asked me what time it is. Joshua, it is 8:04.
I'm telling you when it's 8:24.
Okay, anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the cinematic for the Jedi side. And then I'll go ahead and show you the characters for the Jedi.
Enough is enough. Republic is the galaxy's only hope for peace and justice. It must not fall. The Sith Empire exterminates everything in its path. The enemy has no remorse for the worlds it destroys.
By the way, that's the Emperor right there at the front of the line.
Everything we value will die unless we hold the line. This war isn't about politics or resources. We fight for survival. For freedom. For the Republic!
Ow, I guess we know why he needs the mask now. Epicness. Boom, epic battle. You can definitely tell she's got some training done. Is this lightsaber breaking? Ow! Boom! Boom, baby! I guess we know why he needs the mask now.
With every battle, there are fewer of us to keep up the fight. Those who remain pay a heavy price, but we know the Force is with us. We will never surrender, and we are not alone. The long night is finally ending.
So yeah, that was... Oh, by the way, this is what the server selection thing looks like. This is the one we just got logged out of for inactivity, apparently. Let me go ahead and log back into that. So yeah, that was the Jedi intro one, which would have played when I first open up the Jedi thing, but since I've been playing this for a while, it won't do that. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and show you the... Oh, before I forget. If you run out of like spaces to make your characters in one server, you can actually go over here to another server, like pick a completely different server, and you can actually make a whole new set of characters specifically for that server. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you some of the Jedi choices. For the Jedis... Oh, real quick tip. If you ever do play this game, I recommend the Sith side because, number one, they have a lot cooler powers. And number two, the main reason is their worlds are a lot less laggy and look a lot cooler than the Jedi Knight versions of the worlds. Because the Jedi Knight versions I've noticed on my characters, which is why I only have one Jedi character made on this account. The Jedi Knight versions of the worlds are a lot more laggy and a lot more harder to recognize places or stuff like that. Alright, just like with the other one, I am not going to be doing either Smuggler or Trooper. I'm not going to be doing either one. So if I do a playthrough for any of you guys, it will be one of these two as a Jedi. First we have the Jedi version of a Sith warrior called Jedi Knight, which obviously, just like the Sith warrior, is more based on lightsaber based attacks or melee attacks or whatever you want to call them. And I can't name the two subclasses for those ones. All I know is that just like with the Sith warrior, one subclass is based on heavy armor and one subclass is based on two lightsabers. And then kind of the same thing for the Jedi Consular and the Sith Inquisitor. One is wielding more assassinous, like stealth and double-bladed lightsaber, while the other wields more healing abilities. But yeah, just like with the Sith Warrior, for Jedi Knight, the lightsaber based, I usually go with Cyborg. Oh, real quick tip. If you unlock any of these, you can actually use it to make Sith or Jedi. Because notice how I'm in the Jedi mode right now. And this is my Sith Pureblood. But yeah, oh, and notice how also there's a Jedi version of a Zabrak, like our good buddy Darth Maul. And there's also still the Sith version locked. But yeah, just like before, there's human, Zabrak, Cyborg, and Sith Pureblood. Like I said, usually for the lightsaber based attacks I go with Cyborg. And for the force based attacks I originally went with Zabrak, but nowadays I usually go with Sith Pureblood. My personal favorite one is Sith Inquisitor, because number one, I explained about how the worlds seem a lot better. Number two, because of all the powers that you get as him, and the Sith Force user powers are a lot cooler than a lot of the Jedi powers. Number three is I really like some of the Sith Inquisitor stuff from the Sith Inquisitor storyline, because like when you first start the game as a Sith Inquisitor, you are just heading to the Sith training grounds from being a slave for almost all of your life, and you being a slave almost all of your life, and how can I phrase this? And when you get to level 50, like your character gets up to level 50, you get to take on a Dark Council member, and if you beat him, you actually get to become a member of the Dark Council. Keep that in mind when you're voting. Yep, that's right, I said voting. When I have this posted, there will be the box for the comments, as most YouTube users will know. For the post, I will let you guys vote which side you want me on, which class you want me on, either the lightsaber-based attacks or the force-based attacks, and then which species you want me to be, either humans, cyborg, Zabrak, or Sith Pureblood. Just leave the note in the comments and such like that. And this video is about to go to a close. If you would be so kind as to leave me a couple likes, and maybe if you want to know when my next video is going to be coming out, or when it does come out, I'd recommend go ahead and subscribing to my channel. I know this one was a little bit boring, but hey, that's the way intros usually are. Trust me, it will get much more exciting when you go through the rest of... Trust me, it will get much more exciting when the farther you get into the story. This right here, my Sith Assassin, is the one I told you I made like Darth Maul, the red Zabrak. You just can't tell right now because I have this helmet on him. And then this is my first ever Sith Pureblood character. He is a Sith sorcerer, the healing-based ones with awesome lightning striking attacks. He's a Sith Pureblood, but like before with the assassin, you can't really tell because of the helmet. But yeah, go ahead and if you want to, like the things. If you want to know when my next video is coming out or when it does come out, go ahead and leave the subscribe to my channel, and I'll make sure you guys know. And go ahead and just vote. Whether you want me to be light or dark side, well, Jedi or Sith, lightsaber or force-based, and one of the species. I'll leave in the video notes what each of the things are, and yeah, you guys can just vote in the comments. So yeah, this has been an awesome episode. Nice talking with everyone. This is Sith Lord Wolf here, signing off.